Well, hello, how's it going? I am Tacy, and I am a holistic lifestyle intuitive, which simply means I like to help people connect with their intuition in order to live a life of self empowerment, self discovery, and ultimately self mastery. And today I am sharing with you guys intuitive eating. First, I will start off with my intentions for this video. My intentions are to share what works for me as an individual in hopes that if there is a person that this resonates with, that they will find clarity for themselves. And I am well aware that everyone is different and there is no real cookie cutter way that everyone should do anything. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Okay, friends. First off, I'm going to tell you also, before we get right into it, I am in our home here in Costa Rica, and our home is wide open. And so you may hear birds, you may hear vehicles driving by, you may hear our dog bark. Oh, and as my daughter just said, you may hear her over in the corner playing, doing her gaming stuff that she does. But I'm just kind of giving you that, information ahead of time so that you know if you hear a bunch of noise, it's just because that's the nature of the beast of us living here in Costa Rica. So now let's get right into this video on intuitive eating after this truck makes its way by. It is what it is. Okay, so like I said, this video is pretty much for those who are in a place where they want to discover or figure out what is the best way for them to eat. Of course, I'm not here to tell you what that is. I am here to tell you my own personal experience with intuitive eating. I will also start off with saying that I do not ascribe to being a vegan, being vegetarian, paleo, keto, eating according to your blood type, any of those. However, I've done all of them. Intuitively, now I eat more plant-based. However, I have no problem at all with incorporating chicken or seafood or dairy into my daily lifestyle eating. I pretty much listen to my body and I allow my body to tell me exactly what it needs. Now, I will also say this. There's a lot of different things that I want to discuss when it comes down to intuitive eating. And so I know I'm not going to get it all in this video. So there's going to be different parts and different times I'm going to come back out and talk more about intuitive eating. So right now I'm just going to tell you why I choose intuitive eating. Just so you know, I'm not really big. It just got really, really active. I'm not really big on, titles and all that stuff, but it just makes sense for me because I believe in allowing my intuition to guide me. And so intuitively, I listen to my body and I know, like, my body would tell me what it needs. And as a human, I would say this: we're genetically made up to be able to consume plant and animals. And so, although that may not sound good to some people, as a human, that's just how we are created. And so, I know that there are certain things that, many things that plants, give us. But for me personally, I've also found that there are some things that animal products definitely do give me. I've always felt that my body knows what it needs, basically because I've always been in tune enough with my body. Like if I feel a pain in my body, I try to discover exactly where that pain is coming from, what could have possibly caused that pain. And then if I feel like my body is lacking something, I go on the discovery mode of trying to figure out what it is that my body is lacking. And a lot of times my body does share with me what it is lacking. And I'm good with listening to what it is that my body is communicating. And so I also know when I've had enough to eat. I know when there are certain things that I need to eat. And one thing that I can say, because I deal with low iron often, and I've had 4 children, and throughout all 4 of my pregnancies, that's been the biggest thing that I've had to deal with is low iron. And so I have found that even if I take a supplement, which To a degree, I kind of pulled back from taking supplements because it's just some information I had got in reference to iron supplements in particular, where you don't really know what is the iron source that they're putting into those liquid supplements, which is what I would take, because liquid just goes into the body, absorbs quickly. So I don't really do those anymore. However, I have also found, living here in Costa Rica, that when I do start getting my symptoms of low iron, the quickest way for those symptoms to kind of like alleviate themselves is when I do eat chicken. And actually, specifically, I eat a chicken and mustard sandwich. That has helped me tremendously. And so it's not something that I do on a regular basis, but it's just something I've learned and I have, discovered about me. It helps me. And so I get that, that iron that I need in my body much, much quicker. And I can't eat enough plants or fruits and vegetables in order to supplement the deficiency that my body is experiencing at that time. And that's just my own personal experience. Again, I'm not saying that it will work for everybody. It just works for me. And so I'm hoping that whoever needs to see this video sees it and know that it is okay for you to eat what it is that your body is telling you to eat. Because the other part, or the other part of the spectrum, is that when you start denying yourself of things that, I'm gonna say craving, because sometimes cravings can be like, just an old formulation in your mind. Or I'm gonna give you an example. For example, I'm gonna give you an example, like cake. Let's just say you have a desire to eat cake, but in your mind, like, but cake has this in it, cake is that, it has sugar, blah, blah, blah. You go through all the different reasons why you should not eat it and why you should deny yourself of eating this cake. Instead, you settle on rice cake and you eat it, but it doesn't satisfy that simple desire of just eating a slice of cake. And so you deny yourself of this. And then ultimately, something's going to win out. And let's just say you just go ahead and eat that cake. To a degree, you've denied yourself so long that you may overindulge. And a lot of times that's what people do. They deny themselves of doing certain things to the point that they overindulge once they finally allow themselves to, do that thing or eat that food. I'm talking about food. Eat that food that you desire to eat. And so I'm hoping to give you clarity to let you know that intuitive eating is not only about food, but it's also about mentality. Your mindset is about connecting with yourself. It's about being in tune with your body, in which you are living in. Like, your soul is in this body, and there's things that this body, specifically your individual body, needs. And if you become more in tune with yourself, then you can determine, when I eat this food, this is how I feel. When I eat this food, this is how I feel. And for many people, they're now discovering that yes, eating more plant-based works for them. But then there's people who have discovered eating keto or paleo has worked for them. But nevertheless, I also know now, in this stage of life, for me, just simply being in tune enough with my body to know that, okay, once I eat this food, how am I feeling afterwards? And also not food shaming myself on anything that I do decide to eat, because I feel good. I'm happy. I eat happy. And I love, the choices that I make. So those are my personal affirmations. So be at peace with your plate and know that once you become more in tune with your body, and this is even for people who may be considered overweight or they find themselves indulging, it's a mindset shift. And if you would need help with that, just let me know. Reach out to me. We can have a conversation. But it is a mindset shift. You have to change your mind so that your body can start recognizing and hearing the things that your mind and your body needs to hear in order to make the right decisions. So it is a mind shift that has to happen. So with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do hope this helps somebody out there who is trying to make a decision on the foods they need to eat. And like I said, I can't put everything I really want to say in this video. However, I will be making more videos on intuitive eating and getting just a little bit deeper into the subject. So thank you all for watching, and hopefully I will see you on the next one.